Hello, my most beautiful friends. I'm sure you guys could tell by today's title and thumbnail. We are doing 3 looks, 3 palettes. I know I recently just did this, but y'all, these makeup brands are not playing it. They are literally throwing palette after palette after palette at us, and I am just like, oh my gosh. I'm excited, but I'm a little bit overwhelmed, but I also love doing these style videos because I feel like it kind of challenges me and gets me to try everything. I feel like it kind of challenges me and gets me to like step out of my comfort zone or try things I typically wouldn't have tried. So with that said, guys, grab a snack, grab a drink, and let's dive into our 3 looks, 3 palettes. Can you believe that I'm sitting down yet again to do another 3 looks, 3 palettes video? I feel like I literally just did this, although my last video was 9 looks, 4 palettes, and now we are back again with another 3 looks, 3 palettes. So starting off, we have the new BellaBeauteBar Smoky Glam palette. Smoky Glam palette is a magnetic 20 pan palette that features 5 new multi-chrome shimmers. Original palette only had 1. 4 existing duochrome shimmers that have been improved with increased sparkle and shine, and 11 existing curated mattes in our beloved formula. Now this palette will be launching on Monday, May 5th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It does retail for $75, and as always, you guys can use code Allie to save you guys 10% off when it comes to anything and everything BellaBeauteBar. So first off, I never had the original package. So for me, this is brand new. And when I first saw it, I was like, oh my God, this is really beautiful. Now, this is a color story I typically would not gravitate to because it's a lot of purples, a little bit of burgundies, some grays and blacks and pinks. Typical colors I don't play with a lot, although I really did love the Morley Gray palette, which is kind of similar, but that was a 9 pan palette. This is a 20 pan palette. Now everything is magnetic, so you can, move things out. You can, you can rearrange this and kind of custom make it to your own. There is a pretty big size mirror in here, and I will say the outside packaging is beautiful with like this holographic shift right here. Like, it's so pretty. So we're going to do, I think, just one eye look today. I think we'll just do one because there's like one that I have in my mind, and I really hope it pans out. And I don't think I've done a one eye look in a hot minute. So we're just going to go ahead and dive right on in. So I'm going to take the shade right here called Smoked Out, and we're going to put this lightly in our crease area. I'm going to try to do a smoky eye look. I cannot guarantee I'm going to do it justice, but we're going to do the very best that we can. So my Sigma eye base right here, this is in the shade Ignite. I absolutely love this. Now, I do know you guys told me this is like $30. I know it's kind of steep, but honestly, y'all, I've had this since March or April of last year. Look how much product I still have left, okay? A little goes a very, 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 very long way. So maybe a little bit steep in price for an eye base, but a little bit goes a long way, and it's so long lasting on my lid. I absolutely love, 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 love this. So you guys can use my code Allie when shopping anything and everything Sigma. Also, this eye, it's so irritated. It's been irritated for me. It's been irritated for days, and it didn't help that like I put these lashes on. So these are the Luna lashes from Luna Beauty. I've had them for years, but I just opened it. Like, it's just been sitting in my collection. And I don't know if the band's too thick or what, but when I put these on when I did the Question Beauty, my eye was like bothering me like crazy. And then like I took off the lashes, they were fine. But then I just re-put these lashes on yesterday when I filmed Essential Beauty, and for some reason my eye is back to being like on fire. I don't know if it's the glue, I don't know if it's the lashes, but my eye is really irritated. Do you guys see that? It looks like it's kind of swollen too. Do y'all see that? Shit. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to just power through it. So I'm gonna go into this cool tone black shade, and we're just gonna take it on my Art2 Cosmetics. This is gonna be the number 10 brush right here. Again, you guys can use code Allie, save you guys 10% off. And we're just gonna go ahead and put this on our little crease area right here. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm actually quite shocked with how many indie brands are rolling out palettes right now. There are so many indie brands that are launching palettes like crazy right now, and I get it because like, everything has already been in the works, but at the same time, I'm like, dang, like, I wonder if they're like rushing everything out now because of what's going on with the tariffs, or if they're just like happened to just fall the way they did. But there's so much launching right now that I am a little overwhelmed. I'm a little overwhelmed for sure. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. I'm doing the best I can to keep up, but even I am definitely overwhelmed for sure. Also, I don't know if you guys saw. If you guys did, thank you so much for. Also, you guys, I don't know if you guys saw. I don't know if you guys see some of the stuff I post in my community tab, but I just hit 10,000 followers on TikTok. And I am so excited because that's a pretty big feat for me. Now, I've had some people say, don't go to the dark side. Listen, guys, I want to be on TikTok because TikTok is a great way to bring people over from my short form to long form. I've actually had people say they found me on here because of TikTok. So it's a really good way for me to kind of like really diversify my content and kind of put myself all over like different platforms so I can continue to grow as a content creator, so I can try to do this full time. I'm over on TikTok. I just hit 10,000 followers, and I also have a Facebook that you guys can follow as well. And I have like 100 followers on Facebook, and it's so cool. Like, I don't know why it's taken me so long to jump on other platforms, but for some reason it has, and I have just been trying to grind away. Now, granted, you guys are going to see probably the same reels or the same content, but I am just same. Now, granted, you guys may see the same shorts or same content, but I'm, just trying to diversify my platforms as best. I'm trying to I'm just trying to diversify like where I put my content as best as possible, because you never know what might strike gold or what might catch people's attention, and how I can bring people over essentially to here for my long form content. So I know it may seem like I'm going over the dark side, but I promise I'm never leaving YouTube. I love doing long form content, and I find it very, very, very difficult for me to do short form content because I ramble a lot. So I'm just like, there ain't no way I can do like short form. Okay, I'm gonna go into the shade right here called Night Dream to blend that right on top. Okay, then right on top of that, I'm gonna go in the shade right here called Cuddles. Now I have, like I said, I've never played with the original palette, so I don't know what it actually looked like or what the quality was, but I think it's kind of cool whenever brands do kind of remaster their older palettes. I would love, absolutely love to see Glamlight kind of like remaster some of their older palettes, because like I have pretty much all of their palettes at this point. And it'd just be really cool to see them remaster the paint palette or the burger palette or the pizza palette. Like, I would love to see them remaster those. Could you imagine how they would do that formula now versus how they did it then? Probably be a game changer for them. Okay, and then to blend on top of that, we're going to go into the shade right here called Lace. It's really beautiful, like kind of like white gray. You're really, really pretty to kind of mix on top of that. I'm also using my Artitude Cosmetics number 4 brush. I really love this brush. It's so soft. And on the outer V, I'm going to go back into this smoked out shade right here. And we're just going to place that very, very, very lightly. Just right here. That's all I want, is it to be right here. I feel like the more I've been playing with eyeshadow, I'm not saying that I am the best, but I feel like I've definitely have improved over the last year. And I'm going to go into the shade right here called Night Dream again. I feel like I truly have improved compared to like last year. I've been really kind of like taking my time. I've been trying to focus on blending and placement, and I've been enjoying how my eye looks have been turning out a lot. I don't know if you guys have noticed a difference, but it's just been making me really happy with how things have been turning out. Like I said, I know I'm not the best, but I've thoroughly been enjoying doing like beautiful, fun eyeshadow looks, because it's been really like fun and creative for me. And I just feel like my looks, I feel like my blending has gotten better over the years. Then we're going to this beautiful shade right here called Hypnotic. Guys, look at how pretty this shade is. Like, oh my God, it's such a stunning, 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 stunning shade. It's so pretty. We're going to take that and we're going to put this literally. Do we see how gorgeous? That shade is so pretty. All right, then I'm going to go in the shade right here called Platinum. I feel like it'd be such a beautiful shade, again, to put right next to that. Like, look how pretty that is. We're going to go in right there. I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to throw on some black liner, and then we're going to come back to do my under eye followed by the inner corner. But so far, this is so pretty. I don't know if you guys can see just how gorgeous this really is. It is so beautiful. This is a perfect like smoky glam palette. Like, it's exactly what it says it is. It's not the makeup is pretty much on. We're going to finish off the eye look. So I'm going to go back into this palette, and then I think I'm going to go into the shade called Cuffs right here. And we're going to put that softly under our waterline. We're going to softly place this right there. And then I am going to take I'm going to take the shade called Whisper right here to help to blend that out. So then I think for the inner corner, I think I'm going to take this shade right here called Pink Diamonds. This is so beautiful. Like, it is such like an icy, like lavender shade. I think I'm going to take that and put that as like inner corner. Like right here. Oh my God, yeah. This is so beautiful. It's like literally an icy lavender duochrome. It's so pretty. So now that the lips are on, this is how the final look looks. I have to say, for me, this is beautiful. So I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you guys out. I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts on the new BellaBeauteBar Smoky Glam palette. All right, guys, so this is the final look right here. I am not going to lie. I think this look is absolutely beautiful. I love the way the eye look came out. I think it's so pretty. You definitely see that nice smoky vibes. The mattes were so easy to work with. They blended out really nicely. Definitely some fallout to them, but those shimmers definitely pack a punch. They are absolutely gorgeous. The way they just lay down so nicely. Yes, some of the shades are foil based. They do kind of flake off and they can definitely get a little messy. They're still super easy to work with. So if you have any trouble with foil shades, I definitely just recommend using some glitter glue. But for me, this look is just so pretty. I am obsessed with how it came out. Like, I feel so beautiful wearing this eye look. So this is the new BellaBeauteBar Smoky Glam palette. It does retail for $75, but mind you, it does come with 20 shades in here. There's going to be a mix of like 11 mattes, I think like 5 duochrome and multi-chrome, with like the rest being shimmers. This is a remastered palette, but let me tell you, I never had the original, so for me this is worth it. 20 shades for $75 for them being amazing. Different style formulas. I think this is a beautiful date night smoky glam palette. So if you love cool tone blacks, grays, purples, pinks, multi-chromes, duochromes, shimmers, you are absolutely going to love this palette. By the time you guys see this video, this palette will be live right now. But like I said, if you guys do get your hands on it, you guys can use my code, save 10% off. But BellaBeauteBar, I absolutely am obsessed with how this look came out. And normally I don't go for shades like this, but I feel so beautiful. So with that said, guys, we're gonna go on to look number 2. Alrighty. So for look number 2, we have the brand new Nomad Cosmetics. This is gonna be the Route 66 palette. Let me tell you guys what this palette's about. Mother Road or Main Street America, whichever nickname you give it, America's Route 66 is more than just a highway. It's an iconic part of U.S. history that symbolizes freedom, adventure, and the American dream. Stretching over 2,000 miles from Chicago to Los Angeles, this legendary route embodies a unique slice of Americana, with historic gas stations, motels, diners, and drive-in theaters. Along this route, Route 66 continues to live in the collective consciousness as a representation of liberty, nostalgia, and a good old-fashioned road trip. Now, this palette is actually going to retail for, well, I don't know, because it doesn't have a price point on here. This palette retails, there's no price point. So I would assume like $59.99. I think that is what Nomad's standard price point is. It's going to be launching on Tuesday, May 6th at 12:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys can use code Allie to save you guys 10% off when it comes to anything and everything Nomad Cosmetics. But I will have all the details about this palette listed down below. So by the time you guys are watching this palette is live right now. So let's go ahead and dive into Route 66. First off, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I have never ever been on Route 66, but to be fair, I've never been to Chicago. I've been to Los Angeles, but I've never like taken a road trip. That's literally on the west side of the country. I'm in the East Coast. If you guys don't know, I'm pretty sure you guys do. I live in Florida and I'm right next to Walt Disney World. So for me, that is very, very far out that way. Like I said, I've never taken a road trip there. I always wanted to, because I know that it's such a historic road that everybody has heard about, but I've never actually been on it myself. Like, I really would love to. Now, I did have the pleasure when I went to Vegas last year. I'm going to go into the shade right here called Go West. When I went to Vegas last year, we went for one of my buddies, one of my friends, like paintball tournament, but we went and actually like made a trip out of it. I've always wanted to go to Vegas, right? I've always wanted to go. But like when I went to the Strip, I was like, wow, this is definitely exactly how I imagined Vegas would be, like when it comes to the Vegas Strip. But I didn't realize that it's literally just that. It's a strip. And then once you leave the Vegas Strip, it turns into essentially a desert. And I have to say, as someone who lives in a very tropical, super bright green, hot environment, to see a desert was so different for me. To see a lot of browns and reds and maybe some blues from the sky and some just browns, reds, maybe a little bit of golden. It was very, very, very different experience. I said it was beautiful. I said the desert was absolutely beautiful. I am a little biased because I do love orange, but I never experienced something like that before. So for me, that was like definitely really breathtaking. And I remember when we were in Vegas, we got to go see, the Grand Canyon. We got to go to the Red Rock Canyon, like their national park, and we got to actually explore it. And I thought how gorgeous it was. I can only imagine like what driving on Route 66 would be like. I wonder like how long the drive is. I know it says right here 2,000 miles, but like I wonder literally how long it would take you to drive from Chicago all the way to Los Angeles. I can imagine it's definitely a legit like long road trip. It seems like it'd be a lot of fun. I love road trips. So many of my friends hate road trips. They'd rather fly, and I get it. I get just wanting to get to the destination because you just want to go ahead and just hurry up and get there. But I enjoy a good old-fashioned road trip. I put on music, I sing, I put on music, I sing. I love sightseeing. Like I love looking at all the different areas and seeing like kind of like what America like has to offer, like the physical land, and seeing like just how different places really do look. I think it's so fun. And Corey and I have taken several road trips together, and I absolutely love, love, love traveling with him. We both have like preferred driving times. Like he is definitely a morning, afternoon type of driver. I cannot drive in the morning or afternoon on a road trip because for some reason it just makes me incredibly sleepy. I'm gonna go into the shade right here called Gemini Giant right here. Makes me like so sleepy, but I love driving at sunset and at night. For some reason I'm like so wide awake. I am jamming. I'm having a great time, and I am such a nighttime driver. Like I'd have no problem driving at night. So like we really kind of balance each other out. But I've also noticed that on a road trip, like whenever because we do take turns just kind of driving throughout the day too. Whenever on a road trip, I like to do this thing called buddy system. So you ever notice if you're on like the interstate, right, and you're going to be driving for a couple hours, you tend to be around the same cars for a few hours. At least in my experience, I've been on the same car for a few hours, right? I tend to become best friends with the car that's in front of me. Like we're in this adventure together. They don't know we're best friends, but we're best friends. Whenever they want to shift over lanes, I'm going to follow you. We're sticking together. Plus, by me having a buddy system, it also allows me to stay within the correct speed limit so I don't speed when I'm driving. It also allows me to stay within the correct speed limit. I still keep my distance so that God forbid they did break, I'm not going to like run into them. I'm going to go into shade right here called Road of Dreams right here. And I'm just going in with my R2 Cosmetics. I really love this brush, the number 4 brush. There's a lot of fallout in this palette so far. There's a lot of fallout in this palette. But anyway, so I like to have like the best friend where like we just kind of like, I'm traveling behind them for a couple hours. I'm like looking at their car. Sometimes they have animals in the back of the car like to stare at. And I always like end up talking to Corey, like, I wonder where they're going. Like, I wonder what type of adventure they're on. You know what I mean? Like, I start to like just imagine like what type of life that they're living. And we kind of like talk about it. And then eventually whenever they leave, I'm like, no, my buddy's leaving. Don't leave. But yeah, I love having like a little friend on the road. They don't know we're friends, but they're my friends because we stick together. Like we're going through the motions together. So we're sticking together. And I feel like it really just helps me to just keep myself entertained when I'm driving, because driving by yourself, because driving can definitely be a little boring. Because driving when you're driving, it can definitely be a little boring, and your body just gets like a little exhausted. You want to stretch, but I really do love a good road trip. I get all my snacks. I get movies set up on my iPad, and we can like listen to it. We listen to like a lot of stand-ups when we're on road trips, and I don't know, I think they're so much fun. I love a good road trip. Okay, so these shadows are blending out so nicely. There's definitely a lot of kick up in the pan right here, but that's easy to work with. So I'm gonna go back into I'm gonna go into the shade right here called On the Road Again. And we're going to just put that in the outer corner. I'm only going to do one eye look today. My eye's still kind of irritated right here. I don't know what I did. It's still kind of irritated, so I'm just going to go in with one eye look. I just want to go in with one eye look, very kind of nice and easy. You know, I've done multiple eye looks using different palettes, but for some reason I just kind of want to do one. Okay, so this palette right here, I will say it's definitely a very colorful palette, but one thing I do want to point out, it's a very muted color story in terms of the colors. So shades like these are not going to be really good for packing shades. They're going to be great for blending out and for transition shades, but to lay on a full color, you might have a little bit more difficulty unless you lay down like a really colorful base underneath it. So I really like I really do like a lot of the mattes in here because they're going to be those cool tone muted shades. They're great for blending and making like a really effortless blending look from what I'm noticing compared to some of their previous palettes. So I'm going to go into a shade right here called Monger Moss. This beautiful like orangey shade. I'm trying to create like I think what I would envision a desert to look like. So we have like the rocks, we have the dirt and the gravel along with some of the sand. And we have a little bit of like the sunset right here. I'm going to go into Comet number 2. Such a pretty golden shade. And we're going to lay that right here. And then right next to that, I'm actually going to go into the shade right here called Marsh Bridge. It's like this really beautiful like light blue to kind of like represent the sky whenever you're on a road trip. Usually, I mean, I would imagine it's bright blue sky. So we're going to put that right here. And I think for like underneath, I'm going to go in with like a green shade to kind of represent the cactus that are in the deserts because I feel like that'd be so pretty. Okay, so that's the eye look is looking right here. It's just very soft, very, very minimalistic, not too much to it. I just kind of wanted to represent like what was like what I think a road trip would like look like, and this is kind of what we were going for right here. It's really pretty. It's really like effortless. It's really pretty, and I feel like you can kind of see like the canyons, the desert, like that's the kind of vibe I'm going for with this right here. I love how easy the mattes are just blending out. They're so beautiful. So beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same look on the other eye. We're going to come back to do the lower lashes. We're going to come back to do the under eye together, and that's going to pretty much wrap up my first impressions of the Nomad Cosmetics Route 66 palette. Alrighty, so since the makeup is on, we're going to finish off the eye look. I have to say, so far, I think the eye look is absolutely beautiful. So to finish it off, we're going to go back into this palette. I'm going to take this shade right here, Blue Whale. I don't know what that means. Like I said, I've never been out there, so I really don't know what blue whale means. I don't think there's whales out there. I mean, there could be in the water. I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and stamp this right along the waterline right here. Such a pretty color. It's like already wanting to blend out. So we're going to take this. We're going to stamp this right here. And then I'm going to take this shade right here called Scenic Byway to help to blend that out. And then I'm going to take a little bit of Main Street America to blend that out even more. Okay, then I'm going to take this shade right here called Gateway Arc right here. We're going to use this just to kind of blend right along our brow bone. So you can have just a little bit of a highlight. So I'm just going to go into my finger and lightly blend that out. That is such a pretty shade. Don't want to be too intense, just really lightly. Place that right there. Okay, let me throw on some Okay, let me quickly throw on some eyeliner and mascara, and then we're gonna do our inner corner. So I did just line my eyes with the, line my eyes with the ColourPop shade called Icebreaker. It's gonna make an icy minty liner. Now for the inner corner, I really hope this works out. If it doesn't, we're gonna tone it down just a little bit. I'm gonna go into this shade right here called Rest Haven. And we're going to put this beautiful green right in the inner corner. But if it doesn't work out, we will kind of lighten it up just a tad. I'm just going to take this and I just want to tap it like right here. Very lightly. And this right here is going to be the final look using the Nomad Cosmetics America's Route 66 palette. Let me go ahead and zoom you guys out and give you guys my thoughts on this palette before we move on to look number 3. Alrighty guys, so this is the final look right here. I'm not gonna lie, I think this look is absolutely beautiful. I love how beautifully colorful I love how colorful it is. I love that I do see like the desert when looking at my eyes. I love how the oranges, the peaches, the golds, the blues, and the greens just kind of all melt together. It's a really beautiful palette. So here we have the Route 66 palette right here. First off, the outside packaging is super cute. I'm assuming a lot of these landmarks you guys see right here are landmarks you see on Route 66. Again, I've never actually been on the road, so I really can't say this is a great reminder. I don't know. I've never been there. The color story is fun. It's a very bright, colorful story right here. The mattes are going to be more of those cool tone muted shades. They do tend to blend themselves away a lot more. They do tend to blend themselves away, but they're very easy to work with. They're very, very blendable. There is a lot of kick up in the pan with them, so there is some fallout, so just be mindful with that. The shimmers are really beautiful as well, and I just think it's a really gorgeous palette. I think Nomad kills it every time when it comes to their color stories in terms of theming to the locations that they're at, and I think this is really beautiful. Now, I do have the American, National Parks palette. This is not the same. There are some similarities between the shades. I feel like they definitely got inspired from this. I feel like they definitely got inspired from this palette right here, because this is the American Parks one. This is where I talked about like really fun, scary stories in this video. And I feel like this is definitely an older this is definitely like a 2.0 version of this. Both are really beautiful. Both have amazing formula. Both do represent like America's parks, America's road trips. Like I feel like both represent that. But I wanted to kind of show a comparison between the two, where you are going to see some similar colors, but a different color story still nonetheless. So like I said, this palette's going to be live right now as you guys are currently watching this. You guys can use my code Allie to save you guys 10% off when buying anything and everything from Nomad Cosmetics. I love that they do different themes every single time. I love that they give back every single time, and I just really do love Nomad Cosmetics. So thank you guys so much for sending this my way. I truly do appreciate it. So with that said, let's move on to the third and final look. Okay guys, so for our third and final look, I'm actually really excited because I've only played with this brand once, so I'm really excited to try them again. But we're going to be playing with the new Wicked Widow American Psycho palette. Now, they actually gifted this to me in PR, which I was so grateful for. I do have a discount code, at least I think I do. If I do, it is code Allie. I'm not entirely sure. They said I did, but I don't really know. But I'm excited to tell you guys about this palette. So meet the American Psycho palette. The officially licensed American Psycho pressed pigment palette is more than makeup. It is a descent into precision, perfection, and pure chaos. Featuring 20 killer shades that channel Bateman's world from icy charm to bloodlust brilliance, crafted for looks that are clean, cold, and completely deranged. Glam enough for Dorsa, neutral enough for the office, bold enough for the crime scene. Don't get any pigment on your raincoat. This palette actually does retail for $66, and you are going to get 20 shades in here. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't know the reference. I've never seen American Psycho. At least, I don't recall ever seeing American Psycho. I don't even know what the movie's about. Not gonna lie to you guys. So for me, I don't understand the concept, the color theme, the names. I don't get anything. But I have seen some reviews, so people have watched the movie, love the movie, say that this is pretty spot on. So for me, that's actually really exciting to know. So I'm just going to kind of go into it as just someone who loves makeup and play with this palette. So let me go ahead and get my eye base started, and then we're going to jump right on in. But for some reason, while I was in the middle of reading that, my voice just wanted to go through puberty and crack a little bit. So I don't really know what that was about. But she's back. So like I said, I've never seen this movie. It's, oh my gosh. Oh no, my doorbell's gonna ring. My doorbell's gonna ring. Uh-oh. Sorry, UPS is here. Hold please. So I had a feeling that was gonna happen because I saw the UPS truck pull up, and normally whenever they stop right here, it's like a 50-50 chance they're gonna come to the door, right? And then I got a notification on my Ring camera that there was movement on my front door, and I was like, oh no. I could tell that it was my UPS man. Okay, so we're going to go into this shade right here called Patrick Bateman right here. They're not going to be like jumping up and down the way that so many of you have, which I absolutely love. I just have never seen the movie, which is kind of surprising, I guess, because my mom grew me up on horror movies. I don't even know if this is a horror movie. Is it a horror movie, or is it like a psycho thriller? Like, I don't really know. My mom grew me up on horror movies because she loved watching horror movies, so she thought it was appropriate for her to show her 6 to 7-year-old child horror movies. And I really love the fact that she did that. I love the fact that she did that. I mean, she would have me watch Carrie. She'd have me watch The Fly. She'd have me watch The Exorcist. Like, she would have me grow up, I guess, on those like 80 horror movies that look like shit now, but back then it looked fantastic. Like, she had me watch the original War of the Worlds, which, by the way, how fucked up is that movie? Where the original one, they didn't tell people that it was a movie, so when they broadcasted the alien invasion, people thought that was a real life event that was happening. Like, what? So cruel. But ew, eye booger, gross. Sorry. But yeah, so for some reason I didn't watch this. I think it was just more of like the horror movies because I watched all the Halloween movies, The Nightmare on Elm Street. I just didn't ever really watch, I guess this. And the thing is though, I've heard of it. Yeah, I've heard of it. I have. I don't know. I guess I'm out in the loop. Now my question to you guys who have seen this movie, will I like it? Like, what is the premise of the movie? Without ruining it, what is the premise of the movie? I'm just really curious to know if it's something that I would like. I mean, because I like The Shining. Is it similar to like The Shining? Like, is it like that or is it not? Like, let me know. I'm so curious. Also, I'm going in with a blue base because I'm going in with blue eye look today because I feel like I haven't done blue in a hot minute. So I'm trying to give blue its chance. There's a lot of neutral shades in this palette. So if you're someone who's a little intimidated by color, you could definitely find a lot of neutral shades in this palette. But if you also are wanting to try color, you're going to have that variety in here as well, where it definitely has a lot of neutral shades, but it's also a great colorful palette the same way. Take the shade right here called Detective Kimball. I keep hitting my mic. And we're going to start to softly blend that out. Where is my little tappy tap? We're going to go right here to softly just kind of blend that out. It is really fun to see other brands besides Glamlight do licensed collections. It gets me super excited because as much as I love Glamlight, I also love seeing other brands kind of have their moment to shine as well. So I think it's really cool that Wicked Widow is actually like dipping their toes into like horror movies or like mystery thrillers. I think it's awesome. Okay, then right above that, I am going to take the shade right here called Bone, and we're going to blend right on top of that. Patrick Bateman right here. And we're going to put this on our outer corner. Just like so. I will say the mattes have a lot of pigmentation to them. I'm not really noticing a lot of kick-up I'm not really noticing a lot of fallout in the face. There's definitely some kick-up in the pan. But the mattes are laying down really nicely, which I definitely am appreciating. Okay, then right next to that shade, we're going to go into the shade right here called Frenzy. We're going to lay that right next to that. Really pretty. Ooh, it's a duochrome, so it does shift between a blue purple. Let me show you guys. If you guys can see that shift. It's so pretty. And it feels really buttery, which I really do appreciate. I love, love, love testing out shimmer formula without putting down glitter glue because I feel like it's the best way for me to tell whether or not I'm going to really vibe with the shimmer formula or not. Okay, then right next to that, we're going to go into the shade right here called Dorsia. I don't know who that is, but they were referenced several times. It's a really pretty like bronze shade. We're going to lay that right here. Oh my God, that's so pretty. Pretty shade. And then I'm going to go into Stray Cat right next to that. Wow, that is a gorgeous shade. Eye look is looking. It is super pretty. I don't know if it's like American Psycho themes. I feel like I should have put red for it to really kind of match, right? Like, does that make sense? I'm not entirely sure. But I'm going to do the other eye off camera. We're going to come back to do the under eye together, and then I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on the Wicked Widow American Psycho palette. Okay, so to finish off the under eyes, I'm actually going to go into this shade right here called Greed. We're going to take that and we're going to blend that right underneath my waterline. I feel like it'd be really pretty with this blue. So I'm going to take that and I'm just going to go ahead and place this just like right here. Yeah, see how pretty that would be? Like, that'd be so pretty. All right, and then I'm going to take the shade right here called Double Life, and we're going to use that to blend that with it. All right, guys, so I'm just going in with like this really like icy blue liner right here, so I feel like it's gonna be really pretty, this eye look. So for the inner corner, now we're gonna go into the shade right here called Vein. This is a really pretty like icy white shade. We're gonna use this as the inner corner as well as the brow bone highlight. I feel like it'd be so pretty just to put like right here. Yes, it's exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish off the rest of my makeup. I'm gonna zoom you guys out and I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts on the American Psycho palette from Wicked Widow. Alrighty guys, so this is the final look right here. I have to say, I think the eye look is absolutely beautiful. I love how it turned out. I feel like I feel like I'm matching myself. I didn't even realize I was doing that, but I definitely am matching myself. It's been a hot minute since I've done like a blue eye look, and I am really, really, really loving how this has turned out. Like I said, I've only played with Wicked Widow one other time, so the formula in here is actually quite impressive. I really enjoyed how easy the mattes were to work with. They're pretty blendable. There's definitely some kick up in the pan, very little fallout in the face, but the shimmers just spoke for themselves. They're beautiful. I did not need to lay down any sort of glitter glue at all. They did not flake. They did not transfer. They blended really easily upon the mattes as well as each other, which I really do appreciate. So this palette right here, I think it's really beautiful. It's like a cool tone, neutral-esque pops of colors. You're gonna have some muted tones in here along with some cool tones in here as well. And if you love neutrals, you have so many different neutral shades to choose from. But if you love color, you have that option as well, which I really do appreciate. At the end of the day, like I said, I'm so sorry that I've never seen American Psycho, so I don't get the references. But I will say it's a really pretty palette and the formula works great. So Wicked Widow, thank you guys so much once again for sending this my way. Like I said, you guys can use my code, I think, Allie, to save 10% off. This is available as of right now. And I do know that stock is pretty low. So if you guys want to get your hands on it, I advise doing it sooner rather than later. But that is it for today's video. Oh, guys, I love doing 3 looks, 4 looks, 5 looks. These videos are always so much fun for me. They allow me to step out of my, they allow me to step out of my little bubble and create some fun and beautiful eyeshadow looks while trying different brands at the same time. I love it. So with that said, guys, that is it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please make sure you guys give this video a cheeky thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you guys have not already. So I do post 3 to 4 videos every single week. Make sure you guys head over to my other channel. It's R for Life. You guys get to see my cool, wonderful adventures, my amazing husband, Corey. And as always, the biggest thank you goes to these beautiful, wonderful paid members you guys see right here. Thank you guys so much for everything. And to my subscribers and viewers, thank you guys so much for being here. Whether you guys like this video, you guys thumbs down this video, you guys subscribed, you guys did not subscribe, either way, thank you guys so much for being here. I love and appreciate each and every single one of you. So with that said, guys, I love you, and I'll see you guys in the very next video.